In today's video, we're going to look at the TEXTJOIN function. Now, what the TEXTJOIN function does is it concatenates a list of different text strings, and you can specify a delimiter which breaks up each of those text strings if you want to. So we've got some examples here, the data that we're going to use. We've got city in column A, so France, Berlin, Madrid, etc. The country those cities are in column B, so France, which is in Paris, and then the continent that country is in as well. So we've got Europe, and then we've got Asia and South America for Bangkok and Rio de Janeiro. Now you'll notice we don't have the continent listed for Madrid in Spain, and that's just to illustrate an example of the one aspect of this particular function, which I'll come on to. So let's dive in on the example and open up the TEXTJOIN function. Now, first off, you need to specify the delimiter, and this is what's going to go in between each of the text strings. So in this case, in between each of these different cells where we've got the city, the country, and the continent. So what I'm going to do here is put in a comma and a space. So to do that, we open up the little speech marks, put the comma and the space. So then we're going to have a nice list separated by commas. And then next up, we have the option to ignore empty. And basically, if you're ignoring empty, this means a delimiter, an extra delimiter won't be put in if there's an empty cell. If you include empty cells, then we will get a delimiter in. So probably best to illustrate that with an example, and we'll run through both. So first off, we're going to go with true. And then now we just simply specify the text strings that we want to combine. So we're going to highlight all of these. So France, Paris, Europe, hit enter, and you'll see we've got our text string nicely combined there, France, Paris, Europe. And we can drag this down and it completes all of those. And because I selected true to the ignore empty part, we don't have an additional comma here, which would not really make any sense. If we had false selected, it would add in an extra comma there. So in this particular case, you don't want to use false, but sometimes you might. If for whatever reason the formatting you're using or the type of data you're combining, you still want that delimiter in place, you might want that. But in this particular case, it's better to not have that and to only use the comma when we have all three items. So that's the TEXTJOIN function. A bit more powerful than just using the CONCAT function, for example, and it's a great one to have in your toolkit and to be aware of too.